What would happen if Earth's oil ran out? On the first day after the oil runs out, human life is not significantly affected. Transportation, such as planes and trains, uses emergency backup fuel. 3 days after the oil runs out, gasoline prices at gas stations skyrocket, and some flights and trains begin to be restricted. International trade and supply chains are directly interrupted, posing a significant challenge to global transportation. A week after the oil runs out, supermarket food supplies are completely emptied, and power systems start to struggle, causing frequent blackouts in various regions. In the cold northern hemisphere, heating becomes a major issue, and people might need to burn wood or other biomass fuels to stay warm. A month after the oil runs out, gas stations begin to strictly ration fuel, and the frequency of fuel shipments and flights decreases, making travel extremely difficult. However, new energy vehicles are in high demand, and their prices continue to rise. 3 months after the oil runs out, planes, trains, and other transportation tools come to a complete halt, forcing workers in these industries to find new livelihoods. Manufacturing and chemical industries in various countries stagnate due to a lack of oil, plunging the world into a severe energy crisis. 6 months after the oil runs out, people's lives face enormous challenges. Agricultural production is severely impacted, leading to a significant drop in food production, and a food crisis gradually emerges, with vegetarian products becoming the preferred choice. A year after the oil runs out, due to the severe shortage of chemical raw materials, items like plastic bags and cosmetics become scarce and expensive, and disposable syringes and Ford tubes can no longer be produced. Hospitals are overcrowded, and various diseases become increasingly uncontrollable. Viruses and bacteria make a comeback. 10 years after the oil runs out, the quality of human life has significantly declined, resembling the backward times of the past. The GDP of countries has stagnated, and bicycles become the primary mode of transportation. People return to rural areas to farm and eat coarse grains. 30 years after the oil runs out, countries finally realize the severity of the problem and organize global emergency meetings, seeking scientists in related fields to develop renewable energy conversion technologies, aiming to replace solar and wind energy as the new primary energy sources. 50 years after the oil runs out, energy conversion technology gradually matures, igniting hope in everyone's hearts. Nations and ethnic groups become increasingly united, striving to save human civilization from dire straits. 100 years after the oil runs out, solar energy becomes the primary alternative energy source, and human life gradually returns to normal, but the global population has decreased to 4 billion. To prevent energy depletion again, scientists focus on the sun. 300 years after the oil runs out, countries launch probes to the vicinity of the sun to study data, attempting to transfer the massive hydrogen energy it emits for human use. 500 years after the oil runs out, scientists implement the Dyson sphere plan, intending to build a giant spherical structure around the sun to capture most of its radiant energy to meet long-term human development needs. 1,000 years after the oil runs out, the Dyson sphere plan finally succeeds. Humans no longer worry about energy issues, and countries begin building numerous spaceships to immigrate to other planets. 3,000 years after the oil runs out, humanity steps into a Type 1 civilization. The planets in the solar system are fully developed, and the interstellar fleet is ready for exploration. 5,000 years after the oil runs out, humanity successfully reaches the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, and harnesses its energy. At this point, the energy crisis no longer threatens human survival, and humanity officially enters the interstellar civilization era.